My name is Jamil. I am 28 years old. And on January 15th, 2019, my own brothers tried to kill me. They did not attack me because I committed a crime. They did not attack me because I harmed anyone. They tried to kill me because I chose to follow Jesus Christ instead of Islam. This is my true story. It is a story of faith, betrayal, suffering, and a miracle that only God could perform. It is the story of how Jesus saved my life in the most impossible way, and I want you to stay until the end of this testimony, which I believe will impact your life. I was born into a deeply Muslim family in a very conservative community. In our home, Islam was not just a religion, it was life itself. Faith was not questioned. It was obeyed. My father was a respected man at our local mosque. People knew him as a man of discipline, prayer, and strict obedience to Islamic law. He was proud of his faith, and he expected his sons to be the same. My mother was also very devoted. She spent long hours praying, fasting, and making sure our home followed Islamic rules in every detail. From what we ate to how we dressed, everything was guided by religion. I was the third of 4 sons. My brothers and I were raised to be examples, boys who would grow into strong Muslim men and leaders in our community. Our daily life followed a strict routine. Before sunrise, we woke up for far prayer. I still remember hearing my father's voice calling us from our beds. Sleepy and tired, we would wash and line up behind him, facing Mecca, reciting Arabic words we memorized as children. After school, we went to Quran classes at the mosque. We learned Arabic, memorized verses, and studied Islamic teachings. Evenings were for family prayer and religious discussions. My father taught us Islamic history and reminded us that obeying Allah without question was the only path to salvation. I loved my brothers deeply. Ahmad, the eldest, was studying to become an imam. Omar, the second, worked with my father. Khaled, just 1 year younger than me, was my closest friend. We shared everything: games, secrets, dreams. We protected each other and believed we would always be united by faith and blood. For 23 years, I never questioned Islam. It was my religion, my culture, my identity. I believed I knew God. I believed I understood truth. But everything changed on one ordinary Tuesday afternoon. That day, I went with my mother to a local clinic for her medical checkup. While we waited in the crowded room, I noticed a small book under a plastic chair. It looked old and worn. Curious, I picked it up. It was written in Arabic, but the title shocked me. Al-Kitab al-Muqaddas, the Holy Book. This was not the Quran. It was a Christian Bible. I knew it must have belonged to a foreign aid worker who had visited our town. I should have thrown it away. That is what I had been taught to do with Christian books. But something stopped me. I don't know why, but instead of returning it, I slipped it into my jacket. My heart was pounding. It felt like I was carrying fire against my chest. That night, when everyone was asleep, I took the book from under my mattress. Using my phone's flashlight, I opened it randomly. The words I read were from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus was speaking about love, forgiveness, and mercy. I had been taught that the Bible was corrupted. But these words did not sound false. They felt alive. They touched something deep inside me. I told myself I was only reading to understand Christians better, to prove they were wrong. But night after night, I kept reading. I read about Jesus healing the sick, feeding the hungry, and welcoming sinners. I read about grace, God's love given freely, not earned by strict obedience. Most shocking of all, Jesus said he was God. My heart was torn. I felt guilty. But I also felt alive. Weeks turned into months. I began praying silently to Jesus, even during Islamic prayers. I asked him questions, and somehow peace filled my heart. When I read about his crucifixion and resurrection, something changed forever. Jesus died for sinners. Jesus rose again. Jesus loved people like me. One night, I whispered my first true prayer. Jesus, help me know the truth. But danger followed faith. My family noticed changes. I was less passionate in prayer. I asked difficult questions. I spent more time alone. My father became suspicious. My mother worried. My brothers watched me closely. Then, on January 10th, 2019, everything collapsed. Ahmad found the Bible in my room. The family meeting that followed was terrifying. My father demanded I burn the Bible and reject Christianity publicly. I refused. I told them Jesus had changed my heart. That decision cost me everything. I was locked in my room, fed only bread and water, guarded like a criminal. For 5 days, religious leaders came to pressure me. Finally, my father gave his final order. Renounce Jesus or face the consequences. I chose Christ. On January 15th, my brothers told me they wanted peace. They said they wanted to talk. I believed them. We drove into the desert. Farther, farther, until there was nothing. They stopped near an abandoned well. That's when I understood. They tied my hands. They gave me one last chance to deny Jesus. I refused. With tears, anger, and rage. My own brothers threw me into the well. The well was deep, about 20 feet, cold at night, burning hot during the day. My leg was injured. My ribs were broken. My hands were bound. No food. No water. I cried. I doubted. I suffered. But on the third day, I prayed for peace. And Jesus met me there. I felt his presence. Then I heard voices. 3 Bedouin shepherds heard my weak cries. They had been guided by a dream. They pulled me out. They gave me water. They saved my life. Doctors said I was hours from death. God had sent help. I could not return home. I was disowned, threatened, hidden. A Christian pastor helped me. I was baptized. I forgave my family. I married a woman who also found Christ. Today, I have children. I serve Jesus. The boy who fell into the well died there. But Jesus raised me to life. If Jesus could save me from a well, he can save you from anything. Are you willing to count the cost? Jesus is worth it.